Good morning, welcome to the channel. Today we're going to do something a little bit different. I've got about maybe 8 to 10 sites listed on my maps that I want to go and have a look at. They're either of architectural significance or historical significance, or I don't know, they got a good story behind them. There's my hotel right there. I've just left there. I haven't got any water yet because the power is out. Scheduled, but annoying. And I forgot my water. But anyway, I'll find some water along the way. And right here, so just across the road, I've got the first one that wasn't even on my list. That place there. The Lin Lean Mansion, built by it's the residence of a Chinese tycoon, built in 1925. There we go. Private property, trespassing of any sort is strictly prohibited. But we can have a look from here. Very nice. I think the dome up the top is called a cupola. That's what I read anyway. Could be wrong. Nice, nice wrought iron fence. Big gates. Next on the list. So this will be a little bit different from some of my other videos where I just chatter away. This one has a little bit of purpose. So for any of you architecture buffs or history buffs, that's what we're doing today. Look at that. Wow. Someone in the 70s lost their mind and built that. Let's go find the next one. Well, I forgot to mention, we're in Penang, officially known as Georgetown, but we'll call it Penang. And I've just asked the security guard if I can come and have a look at this place here. Check that out. He doesn't have any information on the building itself, but we're hoping this plaque here does. Tao Kei Yip Cho Yi, 1867-1952, trader, banker and philanthropist, a native son of Nam Un, Fujian, China. Statue is donated in celebration of their grandfather and great-grandfather's fortitude and foresight. So that's him there. But unfortunately, it's not giving us any information about this magnificent building. What an absolute stunning building. Alright, on to the next. Is that a good thumbnail? I reckon it might be. On to the next, see what Penang has got to offer. By the way, I've just seen this water here and it's reminded me how stinking hot it is. I'm sure without even looking at the weather app, it's going to tell me that it's about 32 degrees. Feels like 36, 38. It's very uncomfortable here. Now that building there is not on my list of places to visit, but it's very interesting. It's got the wooden shutters up the top there. and along the bottom, which would be hard to see. But interestingly, it's got these parts up here on the roof that look Chinese inspired. I don't know much about them, but in Australia they do that on some buildings up around Darwin, and I believe it's to get rid of some heat out of the building. Could be wrong, but maybe it is. Wow, that is a nice building. If you can read that, it says Northam Mansion, and that's right next door to that. I tell you, if you like that sort of stuff, if you like colonial architecture, Penang is the place to be. It's everywhere. Unfortunately, they don't put the they don't have the dates stamped on the buildings as they do in many other countries that I've been to. But I'll do some research. I can't do it now because I don't want to use up all the battery in my phone. I need that for directions. So I'll put it on the bottom of the screen when I can find out the information. Now this modern building here, the Mayfair, there'll be a lava mansion down there. By the way, the beach is just down there. I was hoping they'd have it like a walking path, promenade you could walk down along the beach. That would have been awesome. But anyway, now look at this one. Is that building? Yeah, probably just, maybe. Is it the front of an old building and they built that around it? Or a modern structure? Not sure. A bit far away, but wonder what it was. Again, I don't have any information. There's gaping holes in the roof, so not in use. Well, there's the reason I couldn't get a close-up. There's this massive wall that they've built along the front. But that one that you could hardly see was called the Runnymede Hotel. So I'll look that up. Now the reason I'm saying it to the camera is so when I'm editing this I can get the name, if I can find it. Then I'll do my research and then I'll tell you guys. Another beauty there. And right next door, that one there, and directly over the road, we can see it. That one. This derelict old house here would have been magnificent in its day. It's the Shi-Chung Branch School with all Chinese lettering on the top. So does that make it a Chinese type school? I don't know. It would have been very nice in its day. taking a break from the heat outside this restaurant here. It's a little bit early for lunch, but I'm in the shade of this very nicely decorated tree. Alright, you'll have to bear with me here. We're at the... You'll have to bear with me because you won't be able to read it on the camera, so I'm going to read it for you. Northern Road Protestant Cemetery. So if you hate the sound of my voice, or you can't understand my Australian twang, I don't know, fast forward a couple of minutes. Northern Road Protestant Cemetery, dating back to the first settlement of Penang by the British East India Company in 1786. This cemetery was in use for just over 100 years. A new cemetery was then opened in Western Road. First simply known as the burying ground, the original access was from Penang Road. Protestants were interred in the northern section, Roman Catholics in the southern. The two sides were later separated by the dividing wall seen today. Maybe that's the wall there, over the back. We'll go and have a look. The total number of persons interred in the Protestant cemetery is not known. As of a 2013 survey, 459 in situ and disturbed memorials survive. Of these, 150 cannot be identified. Many more were lost when the Japanese bombs landed during World War II. The same bombing raid damaged St George's Church, and subsequently many of its burial records were lost. There's ants on there. Innumerable individuals were also buried in unmarked graves, and new graves were often laid over old. Americans, Armenians, Australians, British, Chinese, Dutch, French and Germans are interred here, including the founder of the settlement, Captain Francis Light. Let's have a look for that one. There is a broad cross-section of colonial society interred in the cemetery, ranging from high-ranking government officials and civil servants to army officers, policemen, doctors, engineers, judges, merchants and clergy. There are also planters, printers, tavern keepers, coopers, shipwrights, sailors and occasional prisoners of war. Around 33% of the identifiable persons memorialised are aged below 30. Sorry, there's ants crawling on my leg. Reflecting the high mortality rate from diseases such as malaria, cholera, dysentery and hepatitis. There are also 12 surviving memorials believed to be of Hakka Christian refugees from the Taiping Rebellion in China, 1850 to 1864. The cemetery is Category 1 site located within the Georgetown World Heritage Site and is considered to be one of the best preserved examples of an 18th century Christian cemetery in Southeast Asia. And there's a map of all the graves, but none of them appear to have any oh yeah, here we go. Okay, so there's a few of significance, so I'm going to try and find graves. Roddick, Cornable, David Brown, Jackson family, James Scott, Captain Francis Light is number 9. So let's go and hunt that one down. Number 9. 10, 11, 8, 9. Okay, so there's a big round one and he's just next to it. My apologies that dragged out. It's a very, very beautiful cemetery. Look at the trees. Just amazing with these vines covering them. I can get it in a good light. The old gravestones, headstones. In memory of Leon Ed Howe, 1888, died aged 40 years. Some very solid structures here. Don't know how we'll go at finding this particular headstone. So here's a 43 years, 27 years, 25 years. So these are, this one's Joanna, the wife of a missionary. This one is a reverend of the missionary. So perhaps there is a wife of a missionary. This one, Isabella, beloved wife of Joseph Rose, Esquire, the resident surgeon of this island. Died in 1846, aged 26. So this one here is the Honourable William Petrie. Served the East India Company for more than 51 years, in which he filled the highest public employment, so he had the best jobs on the establishment of Fort St George. Died 27th October 1816, aged 69. John Hopple Oliphant, Esquire. Died on the 23rd of March 1807. Ah, here it is. Beneath this stone lies the remains of Francis Light, Esquire, who first established this island as a British settlement. Died 21st of October 1794. And this stone was restored in October 1894 by Brown and Co. of Calcutta. Wow, what a history. What an amazing history. Just it's a fairly big cemetery too, but these are quite large, you know, family plots here. Check out this last one, this big round one here. Still don't know where the wall is separating the Protestants from the Roman Catholics. I'll check that out too. This one. Doesn't say. Nothing. Nothing at all. And you've got the remnants here, just nothing to be seen. Broken headstone, made out of quartz perhaps. And we'll never know who he or she was. Ah yes, so that's the Roman Catholic, I think I got that right, that's the Roman Catholic side. On the other side of this wall, which I can't see, but you guys can. I'm guessing it's pretty much the same as this side. Okay, let's go and check out some more architecture. Maybe some architecture that was actually built, probably architecture that was built by people in this very cemetery back in the day. Erected 1924. Kenny Hills Bakers. Well, I'm sure it wasn't a bakery in the beginning, but again, look at that. It's just now I'm not up with my architecture. It's this sort of portico with a balcony above where the owners would come out and peer down at the peasants below. Nice. Even the front of that building there, and this old one here. Seriously, you could walk around Penang for days, and sure, this is the oldest part of the island, and we're going to see some. I haven't even got to the first item on my list yet, but it's just around the corner. But there's so much to see. If you like architecture, if you like old buildings, amazing. Especially the colonial style. Hey, have I mentioned the that Penang is a UNESCO World Heritage Site. The whole area, the whole city. And as I said, that cemetery we saw just before was the number 1 cemetery on the World Heritage sites, UNESCO's World Heritage Sites. Little fact. This is the Chong Fat Z mansion. I hope I said that right. It was built in the late 1800s for a prominent Chinese merchant for all of his wives. He had 8 of them and numerous children. And it says, I've got this information, I'll tell you about that in a minute. It says he's got children all over Southeast Asia, so that was way back in the let's say the 1880s, 1890s. Can you imagine how many descendants he would have now? Amazing. But there it is. It's called the Blue Mansion. I'll zoom in a little bit, get you some of the detail up the top there. On this, actually I'll take some photos on my phone. Another grand old mansion. Again, I can't tell you when it was built or what it was originally for. It's now the Equator College. It's, very nice indeed. Get run over by a car. The old balcony there. Stunning. And all with these elaborate fences and gates going around them. We're right over the road from the Blue Mansion. Yeah, amazing. Alright, next. Old school there. The big wide verandas going all around. Can't get any closer because it's a school. I guess it's still in use, going by the big fences all around. But no, it's very big. St. John Baptist de la Salle, patron of teachers. And that building behind it there, and behind that statue, is St. Xavier's Institution, founded in 1852. Alright, a little bit of information about that very school, St. Xavier's. Xavier's institution had its beginnings in 1787 when Captain Francis Light, the founder of Penang in 1785, invited a French missionary priest named Father Arnold Garnol. Gave him a piece of land to build a school, to build a church, a school for boys and a school for girls, and in 1856 the school was transferred to its present site, and then the name of the school became St. Xavier's Institution. So prior to that it was called St. Francis Xavier Free School. An old church by the looks of things, with the cross up the top there. Okay, so that one there, Church of the Assumption. That one was built, I believe, in 18... Let me go to the information. This is Church Street, by the way. This is the street where the first churches were established in Penang. First church was in 1786, moved to its present location in 1802, but that building there was built in 1860. Don't know what it is or when it was built, but it's nice. So this little rotunda type thing here is a memorial to Francis Light Esquire, built in his memory, and it's in the grounds of this church, which I believe is called the St. George. From memory, it's an Anglican church, the oldest in Southeast Asia. Very, very nice. And the clock's not right. It's out by about 20 minutes. Now, just for your information, the is this on Zoom, is it? Oh, it is too. Very grand old structure. Yeah, for your information, there's usually security guards. Yeah, outside, like the couple of universities that I've shown you, there'll be a security guard in this little hut, and I do ask permission before I go in. They say, yeah, I have a little chat to them, and yeah, no problem whatsoever so far. The guy over there, behind the rotunda, just is a random guy, I think, and he's asking money to come in and take a photo, but I know that you don't have to pay, so I just kept walking. Another old building there. Alright, I have to look at my map and see where the next stop is. Actually, I'm going to have to find a drink. That's what I'm going to do. I'll do that first. Lots of murals around them in Penang, although that's not a mural. That's a piece of ironwork. And it says, in the days when your money could be as big as a bullock cart wheel, this was a popular rest stop for the limousines of the time. Pitt Street. these old things. Still in use. Amazing. Wow, spot to hang out. And directly over the road. So all these places are really close. There's the spire over there of that St. George Church we were just in. And just here is an old Chinese temple. Now I think, without looking at my guide, which I look at, but I think it's the oldest one in Penang. Turns out this one's not even on my list. It's just another random find. As usual, very, very nice. Still a ongoing temple, as they all are. But I really got to find a drink. This will do. Surely they'll have a drink. Yes. Immediately cooler when you walk down these covered, I don't know what they're called. Are they porticos? I don't know. Just covered footpath. And I just like walking down them. Hi. Hey, hello. Now I can tell I couldn't remember what it was I was looking for, and now I do. It's a Hindu temple, and that's it right there in front of us. It looks very closed, but I'll go and have a look. And I think it's the oldest Hindu temple in Penang. I'm not going to try. Okay, I'll try. The Sri Mahaman Maria Amman Temple, oldest Hindu temple in Georgetown, built in 1833. Very cool. Very closed. All right, let's have a look at the next thing on the map. Well, maybe not. Let's just go and have a look at this. Jack, I tell you, just everywhere you look is amazing to see. You've got your old, buildings there on the corner, and there's some sort of mosque-looking thing. Oh, there's another mosque dome just over there. So let's go and have a look at that. Another temple just there, Chinese temple, old buildings, really, really a really interesting place to walk around. Oh look, there's another building down the end there, we'll have to go and see that one. As I said, you could walk around here for days and not see it all. Masjid Kapitan Kling Mosque. First built by the East India Company troops when they arrived at Penang towards the end of the 18th century. It's closed anyway, but you need proper attire on. So I'm not going to go in there dressed in shorts. Had another place on my list, but it didn't look that exciting. So I'm just going to randomly walk around. And I've come across this one. Another Chinese temple. Closed. Call to prayer has begun. But I've spotted this building up here. Let's go and have a look. That's the building I spotted. Another mosque. So, undergoing renovation or something at the front. Let's walk down this way. Look. Oh, that's that building I saw before. Well, I pointed it out, but I haven't been there yet. Let's go. Have a look at that. This is going to be a long video. That's the building I saw. Fire station. No wonder it was painted in those colours. Probably quite old. Now going by the Chinese symbol there and the shrine in the corner, I'm going to have a guess and say that place was a residence for a wealthy Chinese merchant. That's a guess. What a fascinating melting pot of history. You know, the different cultures that are here now and that have been here in the past. Like now, for instance, and this is purely scratching the surface, you've of course got your Malay, you've got Chinese, you've got, well, on the religious side, you've got your Islam, you've got your Christian. But getting back to the actual nationalities, there's so Malay, Chinese, Thai, English, Australian. There is Australian people living here, and Indonesian. The list goes on. My brain's having a meltdown because it is so hot. I'll put a list. I'm not going to roll a screen through. Put a list. All the different nationalities. Wow, you wouldn't want to step down there. That's leg breaking material. Oh, this is cool. This is not as in there's a cool breeze coming down this alleyway. There's an old building just there. Probably an old factory. So yeah, I've abandoned my tour. Nice little shop. Yeah. Where was I? Oh yes. Well, I haven't abandoned it. I've abandoned my planned tour that come for a walk because this looks fairly interesting on the map down here. I think we're very close to the water. I'll probably have to resort to having another look at my map. Old shacks there. A small Chinese temple. Yes. Right, so this is a jetty. Little shops, little houses or shops. Ah, okay. Alright, let's have a wander around. Walking above the water at the moment. So it's a very big wooden structure. With a lot of Chinese. There's a bit of concrete here. Yeah, okay. No, I'm not going to. I'm not going to wander in there because I haven't looked at my map yet, but I think it's the wrong way. And it's getting to be a very long day out in the sun. Oh, they're laying out nets. Yeah, the net's rattling off the side there. Might watch this for a moment. There's the Penang Bridge over there, which I think is 14 kilometres long. Longest bridge in Southeast Asia, I think. Alright, now how long do they leave that net there? I'm just going to stand in the shade of this little, whatever it is, boat shop. And it's got all fishing rods in there, and nets and traps, fish traps. So that building, the big clock tower on it, was built in 1907, and it's the Malaysian Railway building. It's supposedly a historical centre, which I assumed would mean it would be open to the public, but it doesn't look open to the public at all. Not bad. So that building is the Swetnam Pier, 1883. And there's a very big cruise ship there, and there's another one behind that building there. But these guys wouldn't let me in. That's okay. I know the ports are pretty secure sort of places, so we'll see if there's another way to get a better shot. And that tower there is in, I think it's called the Queen Victoria Tower, and obviously it's in commemoration of Queen Victoria's 60th Jubilee. And the tower itself is 60 feet tall, 1 year, 1 foot representing 1 year of her reign. No, thank you, it's okay. So there you go. And this here is, I think it's the oldest structure on Penang Island, and it is Fort Cornwallis. You have to pay to get in, and I've been reliably informed that it's pretty much looks the same on the inside as it does on the outside. There's a couple of like nothing's been restored or anything like that. It's just what you see is what you get. Oh no, thank you. So I won't be going in, but they're very thick walls. Not very tall, but very thick. Fort Cornwallis, established 1786. I thought it was a bit earlier than that, but there you go. And here, if I can get any closer, is that ship. A very large cruise ship, the Arcadia. I guess this would be a popular stop, popular port for cruise ships because it's in the Straits of Malacca. So a lot of ships are going to have to come through here. I mean, it's the shortcut to get wherever you want to go, so by boat. So well, one of them just blew its horn. Yeah, so why wouldn't they stop here? I mean, it's a beautiful place. Oh, and more about this tower. Hang on, I'll get down there. So I'm not sure if you can tell, but the tower's on a bit of a lean. Let's see if we can get a better shot of it on a lean. No, you can't really tell. Well, maybe you can. But, oh, there you go. I'll hold the camera like that. There, see, it's on a lean, like that. That was a result of the bombing that occurred here in World War II. So, upset the foundations. Yeah, tilts a little bit over to the left. Another old building there. They're just everywhere. Really is a good place to have a walk around. Hey there. It's the following day. I'm pretty sure when I was around the Queen Victoria Tower there in the centre of Georgetown, I was suffering a degree of heat stroke. It was so hot. Even though I drank a fair bit of water, it was really affecting me. So I'm back out today just to finish off the video. And I've come across this one. She's not bad. Getting renovated by the looks. I think I'm getting a little bit better at this. I'm going to say around about 1920s. Something like that. Okay, I'm going to finish off this video at this Buddhist temple. Simha Shrine Hall. And over the road is yet another one, or another part of it. Chaya Mangalaram Buddhist Temple, Georgetown, Penang. Wow. That's a big Buddha. This is a very, very large complex. These series of temples here. Goes all the way back there. And it's extremely elaborate. And I'm including it in this video of Georgetown or Penang Island architecture because that's what it is. It's architecture and statues. That building there, I'd say, would be fairly old, perhaps. Oh wow. So in 2003 was the 200-year anniversary of this temple. So that makes it 223 years old, that building. Nah, surely not. Maybe the temple complex. The temple land was purchased for 390 Spanish dollars. Dated the 1st day of August 1803. Okay. Okay, the temple has been on these grounds since 1803 or thereabouts. Plenty of fish down there. Here comes a couple of big whoppers. Poor guy, it's not even deep enough for him to swim in. And that temple there, and as I said, it goes all the way back. So this place is called the Dharmikarama Burmese Buddhist Temple. So specifically Burmese. Turtles and fish. Turtles or tortoises? I can never remember. Truly spectacular. 4-story tall pagoda. And one of these is a bell tower. Not sure which one. Kind of chicken man there. Rooster man. Oh, the same thing, the Golden Pagoda Bell Tower. Look how ornate it all is. Alright, I'm just going to read this little plaque here, call it a day. Well, I would have, oh, maybe this one's in English. Two of the most beloved mythological characters are the benevolent half-human, half-bird creatures known as Kinara and Kinari, which are believed to come from the Himalayas, the region of Mount Everest, and often watched over the well-being of humans in time of love, trouble and danger. It's those two, Kinara and Kinari. One male, one female. Alright, it's going to do. Leave the Buddhist temple right at the end of the video. Who watches till the end, really? Thanks for watching. See you in the next one. Give me a big fat thumbs up if you liked it. Bye bye. And we are about there.